Hi everyone, Tutorials for Looms here. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this really awesome whirlwind bracelet that was actually not designed by me, but designed by a great friend of mine, Lumania0304 on Instagram, and ich liebe sie so much. And she's obviously a fellow German mind if you knew what language I was speaking. I was going to do this tutorial in German, but for the sake of all my followers that are watching this that speak, most of them speak English, I'm going to keep it with English, but I might actually record a German one of this. But this bracelet is so awesome. It is an 8-pin design. If you want to make a full wrap, it will be 16 pins and you will go all the way because it kind of, with the X's in the middle, it kind of shrinks down a little bit. The bands are so tight. So this is the reversible side, so you really don't see the pink that much. So today I'm just going to be doing the simple 8-pin because I'm actually making this for a little girl, and I'm going to be using all purple and then white bands because that is her favorite color. And so Valentine's coming up, and also if you have got the Rainbow Loom Valentine's Day kit, they have the 6 pin bar connectors. Totally recommend the kit. But yeah, let's get started. I have my little instructions over here on my phone because it's such a unique and fun design. So we're going to start off with our border color. Mine is white. And we're just going to place 2 of them on there because you want them to be more secure when you pull it off the loom. So we're just going to place a simple border. So you go out on this pin, out and out. This is definitely one of my favorite designs. I really love the wide bracelets. I don't like how much time they take, but at the end they're so worth it and I never regret it because I'm so safe with my color combinations. This one's going to be a little bit more risky because it has so many purple, because I just don't want to, put the purples in the wrong spot. So we will see what happens. This design has a lot of different steps to it, but it's really actually quite quick once you get the hang of it. Most of them are looped together. So, oh, and just for some of you that may know, I said on Instagram, but my hand is pretty much fully healed. You may see I still have a couple faded bruises on my hand, but those of you that knew that I got my hand slammed in the door. So once you get to, it's going to be right here. So you're going to stop, I think it's 3 pins up. Yeah, 3 pins before this end one here, and you're going to go ahead and start to go in. So it will look like that. You're going to have the 1, the 2, and the 3 because of the way we close it. So it will be pretty small on 8 pins, but I wasn't quite sure how long. I was going to make it a full wrap, but I wasn't sure how long the little girl would need it. So pin bar seems to want to pop out. Alright, so we're going to go to here. We're not going to place any bands on here because that's where a cap band is going to be. So now that we've placed the border, we're going to place these dark blue bands as I used in this one. I'm going to be using my opaque purple bands. So we're going to start on, this band is like a funky band, okay. We're going to start right here on this pin, and we're going to create a single chain. And I'm just going to go ahead and start it on this side. And we will be doing that all the way up. So it was just confirmed today that I'm going to be doing another tutorial for her, and I just think her designs are so amazing. They're so unique and really well thought out, which I tend to not do with my designs. I tend to rush. So excited to see how they come out, where she just like takes time with her designs and they always come out so well. And I love wide bracelets. I always try to come up with my own, but they usually end up failing. They aren't that good. The most pins I usually use are like 6 pins when I try to invent my design, and have one coming up, which I should try to get out this week because so excited for Valentine's Day, and we have a huge family reunion, and it's just going to be a jam-packed week, so we'll see how many tutorials I actually get up today. Hope you don't mind me like just talking on and on in my videos. But just going to end right here on this pin. So now the next bands that we are going to place is going to be this single chain right there, if you can see that green single chain. I'm going to be using Jelly Purple. So I'm just going to be using all of these jelly purple bands. So it's going to be a single chain up to here. Push that down. Alright. And then we will repeat it on this side. This might clash. We shall see at the end. It's always the hardest part to me of looming is just the color combinations. Like, what are you going to do? Alright, so now that we've placed this, we are going to place those ocean blue bands. I'm creating a shadow. These bands. For that, I'm going to be using deep purple. Shocker. Alright, so first we're going to start on these pins right here. So it's going to be this, I guess it's like the second on each side. You're going to go from here and we're going to do a long stretch over to this pin. So it's going to be the second pin on the next pin bar up. And then we're going to do a smaller one from this third right here from the center and just cross over simply. So we're going to kind of be creating like a funky type X. And then I will repeat that on this side. So you might, if you haven't done so, you might want to push those bands down. I didn't push them down very well because that'll make it easier while we're making this. This. So now what we're going to do is basically do the same thing. This pin bar, stretch it out, stretch it out. I like to do it on each side so that I'm all cut up. And yes, it is single band. Sorry, I like to hold a lot of bands at a time. Like this. So it will just look like this. Hopefully you can see that with all the other purples there. But white I will always pretty much use in my perimeter. White, pretty much white is in every single bracelet I make. Or black. But I like white. I think it stands out. We're just going to do this all the way up. Our loom. And it's pretty simple. Oh, and the only part that you'll need like extra good quality bands for is going to be this pink, because it's stretched out a lot. And I'm going to be using metallic actually for that, just because I really want it to be a little bit tighter in that area, because the opaques were too tight. I like what she sent in the pictures. Lumania sent the pictures over, and she used like the neon type ones that you can get from Michael's. I don't know exactly if they have Michael's in the Germany area or not, but it was like those neon bands. They could have been off-brand. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really ask. But, oh, and yes, you're going to end with this kind of going to be sticking out, but it'll be fine. So after we do that, we're going to place another single chain. It's going to be that other green single chain that's going to have those bands looped. So once again, I'm going to be using jelly purple for that. And we're going to go right over here. So it's going to be on top. So there's going to be single chains connecting those. I know I've said this like so many times, but I just love this design so much. I am definitely going to make more once I'm through with tutorials and just have some free time, because I want to make sure I get loads of tutorials up, because I might not get one the next week. We shall see. There we go. And then once again, these are going to want to be pushed down. And then right here. So as I said, like that one's going to be in there, so that will be real easy. So now what we're going to do is, we're not going to place the pink bands, but the X bands. And for that, I'm going to be using my opaque purple bands, I think. No, I'm going to be using my opaque and electric purple. Sorry about that. Had to think about that. I have so many purples that I'm trying to, because usually, okay, I'm going to use these blue bands for that, the pink ones for that, and it's a little hard. But you're going to start by simply making an X. Alright, then whichever pin you, like see I did this one last, you're going to go ahead and then do that. Okay, so then you ended on this pin, so you're going to start on that pin and stretch it out. So it's going to be a regular X. This way it just looks much cleaner instead of looking all weird. And this bands, you really don't need to hold multiple ones. But I do anyway, because I'm weird like that. And this one. Next one. And I'm going to be ending with electric purple. Alright, so now we have one I'm going to get these out of the way so I can grab my other bands. We are going to be placing those pink bands. For that, I'm going to be using my, this is actually the old metallic purple because I have yet to get the new ones because I rarely use metallics. But you're going to go from here to here, and then we're going to pull it up to here. So as you can see, it's going to form a triangular shape. So there's only going to be one here and two here. And we're going to repeat that on this side. And then once again, you're going to overlap on this pin. So, I'm sorry, I'm off screen. On this, you're going to start there and then make that triangle shape. Alright, so then you're going to go over here. So hopefully that's not too confusing for you guys watching over the camera. But you just simply make a triangle, and this is, you're going to be looping the triangle out across all three pins as well. So that's why I said you really want good quality bands, and also if you want, I don't know, you can scroll to the end of this video and see how the end of it turns out. So that way you can see if maybe you want it a bit looser like this, or if you want it tighter like this. Because I know it will be tighter because metallics are so, especially these, the old metallics, they hardly even stretch. New metallics are just like, almost like jellies. These are actually these are the new metallics, and they're super duper stretchy. But, and then the last one is going to go from here to here, and then it's going to end on those pins from here to here. Right, so now we can flip our loom around, and you want to grab your hook and two of your border rubber band colors, twist them on your hook, and then I'll place it across the two pins, so from this pin to this pin. And now it's time to start the looping process. Oh, my camera's moving. Okay, sorry about that. But what we're going to do before we start looping is do a triple cap band and place it on this pin right here. And then we want to place one more. I like to put it on my hook and then attach it, especially with my finger, the way it is. And this is really not seeming to work. It like works all the time until I do the tutorial. So what we're first going to loop out are these triangles, which should be pretty simple because they're just a regular loop from here to here. And these bands are so tight. Hope they don't snap on me. But just looping them out normal like that. So it's really simple, especially they're really easy to grab, and then you just attach it to the pins. These will actually come out in the color that they are. They just stretched out. They look really bad. Get zoomed in a little bit. Triangles are definitely one of the easiest parts because the border is actually not as simple as you think. It's not hard either. It's unique and it's fun to do. Make sure that they go across all of the pins before you, yep, it snapped on me. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and finished that just in case any more snapped. Luckily they did not, and it was a very easy fix. But now what we're going to do is loop out the X's. So first you're going to go in here and grab the bottom band first. So this is only for the beginning, and we're just going to loop that out. And then we loop the other band, and that's looped out like that. I'll give you a better camera angle here. Next, we're going to grab the top band and loop that out, and then loop the bottom band. So just go in and do that. It's very simple. We're just going to go through that triangle band. Making sure my camera's not all the way zoomed in. And loop this out. Hopefully I might go a little off camera. I'm just going to finish this because it's really hard with my tripod in the way. Tilt that. Almost there. And then actually kind of comes the, where we're going to do a very unique looping process. So now what we're going to do is you're going to want to go ahead and loop these bands out here. That is what she said to do. That's very important. We're going to go through here, and we're going to grab this jelly. It's going to be my jelly purple band, and we're going to put it out. Now, we're not just going to loop this all the way out. You're going to have, I will zoom in a little bit so that you will be able to tell what I'm doing. So, what we're going to be doing is right there. I may have zoomed in too much. Oh, sorry guys. Alright, so you should have the jelly purple band and then 2 of your triangle bands that are going to be right there. What you want to do is you want to grab the bottom band and you want to loop it over the pin. And then you want to go through, grab the next jelly purple, don't grab that other one, go in. Now what you want to do, you want to go through here. So you're going to kind of go, make like a sandwich, go through like a sandwich. You want to grab the bottom triangle band and you want to loop that over. Alright, and you want to go through here, loop the next band, and grab that bottom band, and then you want to loop that over. So we're just going to be doing that the entire way. We're going to be grabbing that. I'm going to go a little bit faster now. Grab that, loop this forward, and usually you can just whip it right over, but since I'm having a little bit of trouble with my old metallic bands, like I was a little afraid about, but hopefully it is worth it when I pull it off the loom. Pull that right over this, and it's really easy once you get the hang of it, and it's going to come out so cool. That's one of my favorite parts of this design. I've actually used it in an upcoming, and then I would say I think this is her original stitch. I'm not positive, I'm not going to totally claim that is true, but I'm pretty sure that this is. It's really awesome. Wish I could like come up with original stitches. I'm not very good at that. I'm great at taking original stitches and combining it, and that bottom one, I'm having a hard time doing that. And then loop that, and then this last one, you're gonna grab that bottom one, loop it over. Now we will do that on the other side. So I'm actually going to go ahead, go off camera and finish this, and I will be right back. Alright, so once you have completely finished doing all those bands, we're going to go ahead and go in through here and loop the next band. Careful, because of that triple cap band, you don't want to snap, so I'm going to go through here and loosen that up a little bit. Now what we want to do is we want to grab this bottom band and loop it out, and grab in through here, and grab that band and loop it out. And then we will grab the bottom band and then the top band. So we will just keep repeating that. It's a very, very simple process, and I'll tilt my loom, hopefully you can see. It's a hard time because my tripod it's a lot higher, so that way it views more down. And it's hard to see the camera screen, so hopefully I'm in screen and focus. I do apologize if I'm not. I thought about using my pastel purple, but those are like, if I ever, like, they're super stretchy and they lose their color almost if you stretch them out too much. And I really was like, let's just keep it with these. So we'll repeat on the other side. Make sure that you don't do that and don't grab all of them. Just place it back on, and then I think I just hit my camera lens. I'm so sorry. We're just going to repeat that, grabbing the bottom band, and then that top band is going to be looping over, kind of sandwiching it, you could say. Kind of like my new favorite word, sandwiching it. I don't know. See if this helps. This is kind of a hard angle. This bracelet is so easy once you get the hang of it. And actually what we did for that middle is what we're going to be doing for the border, which makes it look so super duper cool. And this steep purple is also this will work really good for like stop domestic violence, because I hate that that's going on in our world. It's really sad, all the things. But get that out. Alright, so now we're going to just loop this purple single chain normally. There's nothing. This is actually just a completely normal stitch, because it will officially be looped through, then you can't see it, but this is just like the X bands, completely stitched normally. It's kind of funny, like you're doing all the different stitches, and then this one is just normal single chain. It's a little hard with those bands, but not impossible. I'll go over to this side. And sorry, I'm a little off camera, but I'm just looping that purple single chain out. Alright, now we are officially basically around 2 steps away from finishing the entire bracelet. So first, this is going to be looped like a regular single chain, except this beginning here, you're going to loop these bands out like this. Okay, so it's going to go out to here and then out to here, and then we're going to loop it like a normal single chain zigzag. Alright, so you can just do that. And yes, I did get the Valentine's box, as I mentioned earlier. It's definitely one of Rainbow Loom's best kits. I got 2 packs of bands I've actually never got before, which would be the Passion Glow bands, along with the super awesome pearl pink bands. I have the pink lemonade. I got those at, I think it was like Cool Zips. They're having a $1 sale. So I got the pearl pink and the Passion Glow, and then I got some opaque purple, and I was going to do a review video, but I was too excited to start using it, and I forgot to actually do a review video. I'm very sorry about that, but there's a lot of people who've already done reviews on it, so you can just go check those out if you want. I ordered mine from a different state where I live. I actually ordered it from this like toy store, Learning Express toy store in Chicago, Illinois, and they just said if you call in here, we're selling these. So I called over the phone and I ordered it, so that way you can order it off of Amazon, but this way I just knew it was completely authentic, 100% real, and I love it. Alright, so now we're going to loop out our border, kind of like what we did here. So what we're going to do is, I will zoom in, we're going to grab that bottom purple band, and then we will loop this forward, and then we will grab the bottom purple band, and we will loop this forward. So you're only going to end up looping through one band. So we're just going to be doing that the whole way, and I think I'm zooming out. My camera's having issues, but actually need to loop that bottom band. Make sure you don't do that. I was focusing on my camera, but all you're going to do is loop that bottom one over and then pull it through. So that's what really gives it that unique look on the border, and that's what I love about it. So this is very simple once you get the hang of it. It does make it take a little bit more time, but it is 1000% worth it. So excited to pull this off the loom. The anticipation waiting for it. Alright, and once you get to here, yes, you will do it on this very last pin on the pin bar, and we're just going to loop inwards. And yes, you will go all the way to here because we're going to be pulling the 2 bands up. And we will repeat the exact same thing on the other side by pulling these off. This pin bar is a little loose for me because I usually make things a full wrap, but since I didn't know how long to make this one, I knew to go the full length for me, but she has a much smaller wrist because she's a little kid, and so I'm having some troubles. That's a good idea to show you guys. So if that ever pops out like that, because it tends to a lot, sometimes when you're grabbing that band you just tend to pull it off, just put that back on, the purple back on first, then the white, because you never want to put that on top because then it will mess up. So like that. So make sure that you pull this first and then place that back on. And that is, in case I wasn't very clear on my last one, I wanted to show you guys that again. So that also what makes it the regular side come out normally, and this this side has the little, I call them like little laces on the side. I just keep doing that. I tend to do that a lot. I'm also at a really weird angle with my camera right now. Right, that last one. And then this is looped in. Alright, now just for camera purposes, I'm going to like tilt it this way so that you can see. There's the 2 bands that we laid. We're going to pick that up on each side. So I'm going to pick it up here and then pick the 2 bands up here. Make sure you grabbed all of them. And I'm going to have to add an extension anyway. So I'm just going to pull another 2 bands through for security. And of course I do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go pull those through and then pull this off my loom. Sorry about that. So thank you guys so much for watching the tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you like this WhirlWind bracelet, then please give it a big thumbs up as well. And remember, if you make it, to tag me and the designer, which is Luminia0304 on Instagram. And we would absolutely love to see your renditions. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.